Good morning. Welcome to Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Church. I am the Reverend Tiffany Sapp, the minister of this church, and my pronouns are she and her. I am so very glad to be here with you today. Thank you for bringing yourselves here, your unique gifts and presence to our gathering as we do our best to build the beloved community. If you are visiting us for the first time today, you are especially welcome. Our greeters at the welcome table by the door can help you get oriented if you have any questions. If you have any little ones, our greeters can show you the way to the nursery, which is available during the service for children ages 6 and younger. Please be aware that our services are filmed and posted on YouTube, and there's a chance that you might be seen on our YouTube video. If you want to make sure that you are not on camera, please sit in the perfume-free zone over here or in the section closest to the back table in the library. If you're over here, you might be on camera. Our opening hymn is number 361 in the thicker gray hymnal, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Please rise with us in body or spirit for hymn 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Welcome, a tapestry of lives unfurled, each thread a story whispered to the world, skin of every hue, a symphony of sound, beliefs diverse on sacred ground were found. Some threads are frayed, by hardship etched and worn, others strong and vibrant since the day they're born. But every single strand a light within holds, a spark of worth, a story yet untold. For woven in our essence from the very start is the sacred truth that sets each human heart apart, yet bound together in this grand design, a tapestry of purpose where each thread may shine. The labels try to separate and walls rise between. The inherent dignity within in every soul is seen. The refugee, the outcast, the ones who bear the scars hold the same potential beneath the moon and stars. Let justice be the needle that guides each thread aright, mending broken places with love's compassionate light. For in this grand creation, where differences unfold, the strength of all humanity in every life is told. So let us raise our voices in a chorus clear and strong, celebrating differences where we truly belong. For woven in this tapestry, a future we can see, where every thread finds purpose and all are finally free. Please sit with us in stillness.
Good morning. I'm Bradley, and I'm your service leader today. Today we explore technological developments around artificial intelligence and explore what they mean to us. Did you like the call to worship that the Reverend did just now? It was made by AI. Artificial intelligence made that. We began with a call to worship that was written by Gemini, an artificial intelligence being developed by Google. Reverend Tiffany used the prompt, quote, "I would love to see a Unitarian Universalist poem about human nature in an uplifting tone, specifically about the inherent worth and dignity of every person for a congregation that is especially interested in social justice," unquote. Would you all have known that it was written by artificial intelligence if we hadn't told you? The movement of artificial intelligence into the creative realms is just one of the many fascinating facets of this conversation. These developments can be a source of wonder or anxiety or both. Let's enter our time of community and exploration with words whose origins are not uncertain. The vision statement that our congregation wrote together many years ago. Please say these words, which are printed in your bulletin, as we light the chalice together. We work together as a church to transform ourselves, our community, and our world by sharing love, pursuing justice, and seeking wonder.
Imagine my amazement when I settled here in the Tri-Cities to discover that my former classmate was here doing this world-transforming work. Let's welcome Adam Dixon up here and learn about the good work of the DEI Alliance.
Good morning to everybody. I'm humbled and I'm very grateful to be here on this morning, to be with you and to see some dear friends and to meet some new people in my life. So again, just so thankful that you would invite me to be with you and to speak in your service about the DEI Alliance. I don't take this for granted, and Reverend Sapp, so good to see you, and really appreciative for this opportunity. Would also like to say thank you to Emily, and Emily has been so patient and kind. The life that I live, sometimes I'm not always quick to respond to text messages and emails, and so Emily has been so patient to work with me, and I really do appreciate that. I think T-H-A-N-K. I know that sounded like T-H-I-N-K, but I think, I'll try to use my English appropriately. I thank Holston Unitarian Universalists for considering the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Alliance, the work that we attempt to do here in this area. We all know the lay of the land. We know the topography of the area. And so we feel that even with that reality, that we still have a need to move. We have a need to progress, and we have a need to, sometimes it's like whittling away at a mountain with a spoon. But we still need to move forward. If I may say, what really fuels me is, in particular, a verse of Scripture that says, "Weary not in well-doing, for you will reap in due season if you faint not. So it's very important to continue to do the work. And so having allies like many of you to support and encourage means a great deal. The Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Alliance began about January 2019. Actually, the work has been going on now for about the past 20 some odd years. After I graduated Carson Newman College, the notion has been, how do we move the African American community forward? And so that has been my work, my passion, my desire. I don't have time. I was told 5 minutes. And so, and I promise I will honor that on today. And so that has been my particular passion. 2019 was a moment of enlightenment and a moment of encouragement for us, that those of us that were doing this work, we made a fundamental decision that all should mean all. And so we desire to start the DEI Alliance and move in that direction. And so since that time, we have argued that diversity, equity, and inclusion should be part of our region's economic development plan, our economic development framework. Right now, when you talk about economic development in this region, people would like to talk about big box development, and 200 jobs come to the region. No one really wants to talk about quality of life as an aspect of economic development, and the fact that we should be a welcoming community, and the fact that people from all over the world in this global age are coming to this region, and people may not align with the traditional elements of this region, but they can add flair, and they can add flavor, and they can add life, and they can add some gusto to the region. And so it's very hurtful when people come from different parts of the world and have beliefs and perspectives and are made to feel less than. And as somebody that is fifth generation Jonesborian, born and raised in these mountains, I have been made to feel less than. I can only imagine how somebody may feel moving into the area. So we feel like that we've got to move forward with this dynamic of DEI. We work with 6 elements of our economic sector. 6 sectors of the regional economy is the way we phrase it. And so nonprofits, education, manufacturing, government, finance, and healthcare. And we see ourselves being a convener, a resource, an advocate, and a catalyst. Essentially, we want to identify stakeholders in these 6 sectors of the regional economy that understand what we're talking about. And if we can bring those folks together, develop some type of synergy, then we can move forward with some plans and some actions. Now again, time does not permit me to get into the deep philosophy of our work. Sometimes we like to go both barrels blazing, and we want to tell people what we think and how we believe. But there is a power structure. And that power structure is very formidable. And frankly, I know that we all have heard about how a slingshot can bring down a giant, but I'm not led to believe that my slingshot can bring down the giant of this power structure. So I tend to be, my approach and the approach of the Alliance is that we're like a frigate, and we're not like the destroyer or the aircraft carrier. We are swift, and we move in and out. And so I just be very honest with you in that context, is that so far, by having a high-level approach, proactive, to address these issues, we've been able to keep the power structure at bay. They don't know really where we're coming from. And so what we are actually doing is and I have here a sheet here that I hope that you will get at some point today that explains a little bit more about the Alliance, some of our accomplishments, some of our achievements. But by doing high-level proactive efforts that actually showcase to the outside world the community that we know we can be, it actually brings positive attention to the area, and it actually makes, in a sense, the power structure look good. And so that has been our approach. That has been the way with which we move. And I've just given you part of my superpower, so I've availed myself to you today. In 2019, the area was suffering as a result of a population decline. COVID has changed that to a degree, but we still feel like that there is a need to talk about DEI in the context of workplace diversity. As people are moving again to the area, we think that it is very important to talk about not only making sure that people feel affirmed, that they feel like that they belong in their job, but then they also feel like that they belong in the community at large. So I do hope that you will consider the DEI Alliance. May the 17th, that's a Friday, we will have our third DEI Summit at the Meadowview Conference Center in Kingsport. You are asked to attend. Right now, we have an early bird rate of $35. If you would like to attend, we would encourage you to do so. We would love to see you there. Lenore and Cindy have been at the previous summits, and we would look forward to having you there. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Adam. This week and every week, we return to the knowledge that whatever else is happening publicly in this community, there are 100 quiet griefs and personal joys in our midst. If you want to share a light on your journey, you can share a joy or a sorrow in person by using these candle cards. They are located on that back table. And if you'd like to share a joy or a concern from a distance, please email me at minister@hvuuc.org. And we have a bunch of candle cards today. I want to start by saying that it's a joy to me that I took all of those neat little building blocks you all made on the 10th and put them into a computer program and made a word cloud to represent the gratitudes and the dreams of our congregation. And it's in your bulletin on the back of the new member bios, which I think is a great place for them. And why I think it's a great place for them is that I'm seeing the biggest words, which means those were the things that people wrote the most. We see things like community, friendship, people, peace, and love. And that is a joy to me, to be a part of a community that prioritizes those things and sees those things here. A mostly joy card from Brittany Anderson. I just want to share with my HVUUC family, after many years of juggling my health and life, I have now found some answers beyond my POTS diagnosis. A joy because I have answers. But I am a little shaken to find the only thing keeping me out of the hospital or going into crisis for the last 2 years was something I didn't even know I needed to do. I am now on 4 new medications and can already see benefits. However, the one medication I think is the most important cannot be taken long term. Please keep me in your thoughts as I navigate this and change my lifestyle to meet all my medical needs. I love you all. Brittany Anderson. A joy from Cindy Huss. Her mom, Christine Olson, will be moving to Kingsport in early May to be closer to family. Her new house is less than a mile from the Huss house, and she is looking forward to meeting all the cool folks Cindy has told her about. And here's a really fun joy. We have an author in our midst, not with us in the building, but I guarantee you he's going to watch us on YouTube tonight. William Kaufman's first book, Unaka, just won the grand prize for general fiction at the Great Southeast Book Festival. Yeah. Unaka is currently available at local stores, maybe also online, but go buy it at a local store. William's second book, Holston, will also be available on August 1st, 2024. The festival released the following: a short story collection that looks at the quietly disparate lives of an assortment of working class individuals is the winner in general fiction. Author William Kaufman's Yunaka is a sympathetic, incisive look at ordinary people living day-to-day life. Their struggles come alive in Kaufman's eye for detail and empathy, drawing the reader in for an examination of daily life that is familiar, yet captivating. Our congratulations to you, William. Let's clap for William. And a candle of concern from Ellender Webster and her family. Her dad was moved to the ICU at Holston Valley Hospital. He has pneumonia and bleeding in his stomach. So please keep him in your thoughts. And so we come, bringing all that we are and everything that we carry to this table of joy and sorrow, grief and hope, community and care. If you wish to light your own candle, approach the side of the table that is closest to you, and the candle keeper will assist you. Please light the candles at the back of the table first so that no one has to reach over and open flame. And if you wish for us to light a candle for you, please raise your hand until I acknowledge you, and I will light a candle for you. And our community is so much larger than just those who are in the building this morning, so we light a candle to hold space for those who are not physically present with us, but are ever in our hearts. For all that remains unspoken in our hearts and minds. I breathe in, I breathe in peace, I breathe out love, I breathe in, I breathe in peace, I breathe out. I breathe out love, I breathe in.
did that. I said, now great, put it to music. Let's write a song. And I did give it some specifications on the structure and the chords that I wanted to use. James and I have taken the liberty of throwing some instrumentation in the midst of this masterpiece. So this is a ChatGPT song. And it didn't name the song, mind you. It just spouted out the song, so no name, AI song. In the heart of the digital dawn, a new era, a paradigm reborn. Works, rhythm dances with the code. Automation sings a story to be told. Data whispers in the midnight air. Privacy concerns, we're all aware. Bias lurking in the AI stream. Guidelines and standards, a hopeful dream. In the workplace of metamorphosis, soft skills shine, a new ethos, creative blooms in the tech embrace, emotional intelligence, the human race, filter bubbles, perspectives confined, personalization, a complex spine, ethics in the circuits, a dance so grand, fairness, transparency,
efforts that we're bringing to you today are collaborative. The AIs did their part, but so did we. And wow. In doing research for today's topic, I interviewed a couple of humans who know a heck of a lot more than I do about machine learning and computer ethics. And I also leaned into our congregation's naming of personal experience as one of our sources for wisdom and growth, meaning that, of course, I had to interview an AI. The transcript of my interview is longer than this service itself. So I've chosen just an excerpt to get us started in this exploration. I'm going to read for myself. Bradley's going to read for Gemini, Google's artificial intelligence. This excerpt is part of a larger conversation that I had with the AI about how it works, how it learns, and what kind of ethics have been programmed into it to keep us from encountering a matrix like a computer apocalypse.
It is understandable to have concerns about AI. Science fiction has painted a vivid picture of super intelligent machines taking over the world, and some aspects of AI development are indeed moving fast. Here's what I can share about those facts. AI limitations. AI systems like myself are currently far from some superhuman intelligence. We're very good at specific tasks, but we lack the general understanding and adaptability of humans. We can't act independently in the real world or have our own goals. Focus on alignment. Experts are actively working on ensuring AI development is aligned with human values. This involves building safety measures into AI systems and clearly defining their goals to prevent unintended consequences. Human control. Ultimately, AI is a tool created by humans. We have the power to decide how it's developed and used. Open discussions and regulations can help ensure responsible AI development.
I think it's an interesting point that people are working to ensure AI development is aligned with human values, when I've noticed that human values vary differently. Differ wildly. Some value freedom and some value control. Some people seem to be looking out for all of humanity, while others only seem to be interested in protecting their own interests. How have you and your experts been able to determine what human values actually are?
You're absolutely right. Defining a universal set of human values is a complex challenge because human values do differ greatly. Here's how researchers are navigating this. 1. Common ground. While specific values may clash, there are underlying principles most cultures share. Honesty, fairness, and avoiding harm are examples. These commonalities provide a foundation for aligning AI with human values. 2. Multi-stakeholder input. Experts from various fields, ethics, philosophy, law, and AI development itself, come together to identify core values and translate them into principles for AI. Public discussions and consultations also contribute to this process. 3. Context-specific considerations. Since values can differ situationally, AI systems might be designed with adjustable parameters based on the context they'll be used in. For instance, an AI for a self-driving car might prioritize safety above all else, while an AI for content moderation might prioritize free speech with limitations to prevent hate speech. 4. Transparency and explainability. Making AI's decision-making processes transparent is crucial. This allows humans to understand why an AI made a certain choice and identify any potential biases based on its training data. 5. Continuous monitoring and improvement. AI systems are constantly evolving, and so should the value alignment process. As AI capabilities expand, ongoing discussions and adjustments will be necessary to ensure they remain aligned with human values. It is an ongoing effort, and there's no single perfect solution. However, by acknowledging the complexities and using a multifaceted approach, researchers are working towards developing AI that benefits humanity as a whole.
I think this is fascinating. My very pluralistic Unitarian Universalist church does a lot of the same things, especially around seeking common ground, bringing in diversity of opinions, and always looking at context instead of absolutes. Our conversation continues, and if you want a transcript of the whole thing, just send me an email. Thank you, Bradley.
You're welcome.
Love the AI voice so much. I want to begin this reflection, which is a little briefer because we've had a lot going on today. I want to express gratitude to one of our newest members, Don Gotterbard, who has been doing groundbreaking work in computer ethics for 30 years and is here today. And to Alex Glover, a local student currently getting a master's in computer science with a concentration in machine learning and AI, both of whom were good enough to grant me interviews as I have been researching this topic. As Alex and I met for coffee one afternoon, she pointed out that the way machines learn and the way humans learn is not really terribly different. We both take in information, recognize patterns, and develop insights from those patterns. I had forgotten, in all of the hype about artificial intelligence, that this big idea really is an experiment in teaching machines how to learn through pattern recognition. I guess I got a little caught up in the sci-fi projections of AI. I forgot that it's in our lives already and in so many ways. Alex reminded me that one of the earliest AIs is one that we use almost every day without even realizing it, the spam filters on our emails. A lot of the developments we are seeing right now in these technologies are coming from humans doing what humans do best, creating new things to make their lives easier. It's something we've been doing since our earliest ancestors harnessed fire and made simple tools. And it is making our lives better in many ways. Someone at Tennessee Tech taught an AI model to look at patterns in medical journals. And the AI learned from reading more medical papers than any one human could ever possibly read. And through that pattern sorting, they learned that magnesium can really help with headaches. It was something that we humans had kind of discovered, but because no one human could read and retain all of those papers and look for the bigger patterns, we had kind of missed it. It was too much for a human brain, but a computer brain could hold it all, sort the patterns, and make a connection. Medical applications also show us the other side of the coin. Don shared with me that some AIs are being used to go beyond saying just here's the pattern, but instead saying here's the pattern and this is the suggested course that you should take with it. Specifically, here's the recommended course for your patient. And that, in this case, this automation is sometimes discouraging doctors from doing what they think is best for their patients because the electronic pattern recognition is suggesting another course. If you've ever been denied a procedure from a health insurance company, it might be part of this process. This is one of the areas of concern, that human autonomy and decision-making don't get hijacked by automation. There are other concerns in the area of ethics. Back in 1984, only 3 people were talking about computer ethics, and one of them is in the room with us today. Don relates that back then, when so much was new and exciting and theoretical, people were more interested in figuring out if they could do something more than if they should do something. In response, the Association for Computing Machinery in 1992 worked persistently to establish a computer code of ethics. They were asking their fellow scientists to consider the ethical implications of their works. This code of ethics says things like a computing professional should contribute to society and to human well-being, acknowledging that all people are stakeholders in computing. They also say things like avoid harm and be fair and take action not to discriminate. It's all really good stuff. By focusing the ethics on the programmers, there's a recognition that our machines are learning from us. We teach them by giving them data. But because human programmers are essentially these machines' teachers, that means that they're going to reflect the ethics of their input at the best and the biases of their input at their worst. To stick with the healthcare theme, an IBM report shares the following. Underrepresented data of women or minority groups can skew predictive AI algorithms. For example, computer-aided diagnosis systems have been found to return lower accuracy results for Black patients than for white patients. And not because either the programmer or the AI has it out for Black patients, but because without even realizing it, they're feeding the machine data that is underrepresenting significant populations. Similarly, the AI image maker Midjourney reflects some input bias in the images that it creates. It was asked to create images of different workers. For labor job images, Midjourney produced only images of young men and women, no older folks. And for professional jobs, Midjourney produced a wide variety of ages, but the older people in the images were always only men. Our machines show biases that we've taught them through the information that we've fed them. It was very likely accidental, but it really does highlight that we are their teachers. If we're worried about them, the good news is we're their teachers. We can fix it. This gives us hope that we can help them learn differently. In fact, just in the 6 months that I've been exploring this topic, I've seen some interesting changes in the technology. AI programs have been famous for what experts call hallucinations. You ask them stuff, they don't know, and so they make stuff up. Even though it's worrying, it's also kind of humorous. So thank you for laughing and supporting that. Because humans can't help themselves with this kind of filling in the blanks behavior either, right? 6 months ago, I asked an AI that I no longer have access to write a biography for Reverend Tiffany Sapp to check out this hallucination sort of thing. And there were several true things that came out of this biography. Most of the several true things actually look like they came from our church's website. But it also says I have 2 children. And it says I went to Meadville Lombard Seminary, which is an excellent school and a UU school, but I've never been there. And it says that I had pastored several UU churches in the Midwest before coming here to Holston Valley UU. Which isn't true. And it's so inaccurate that hallucination really is the only correct word for it. But when I asked the Gemini program the same question just a few weeks ago, what it came back with was, I don't have enough information to do that, right? And then it offered to direct me to a search engine. even though it's a different program. It's not a real scientific test because it was different programs. But it shows me that the machines might be learning. And the developers, the ones teaching the machines, are definitely learning. A wonderful little tweak in the procedure. I don't know what the code looked like, but it basically looked to me, the end user, like, if you don't have enough information, then you just say so. And that's one of the most interesting things about this exploration for me, is that at least right now in these nascent forms, when we learn about artificial intelligences, we are really learning about us, their creators. We are all, each of us, always learning. We here get to choose the data we feed to our brains and then choose how we interpret it. And right now, these machines are dependent on us to feed them the data. So I hope we feed them the good stuff that improve accessibility and reduce biases, that reduce hallucinations by allowing them to admit, I don't know. As my interview with the AI came to an end, I decided to see what the AI could do with questions that we really have no business asking a computer, mostly as an experiment to see how far Gemini would take the I don't know. Since I'm always enamored with the big unknowable questions of life, I thought I'd see how our AI would do with them. Do people ever ask you about the existence of God or the afterlife? What's your take on those sorts of big questions?
Yes, people often ask me about the existence of God or the afterlife. These are fundamental questions that humans have pondered for millennia, and there's no single definite answer. As a large language model, I can't provide a personal belief on these matters. However, I can offer some ways people approach these questions. Philosophy and religion. Many philosophical and religious traditions offer explanations for the origin and purpose of the universe, the nature of consciousness, and the possibility of an afterlife. Science. Science explores the natural world and can provide insights into the origins of the universe and the workings of the human brain, but it doesn't offer proof or disprove the existence of God or an afterlife. Personal experience. Many people base their beliefs on personal experiences, such as near-death experiences or spiritual encounters. Ultimately, the existence of God or the afterlife is a matter of personal faith or belief. Here, I can be a helpful tool by providing information from different sources, allowing you to explore these questions from various perspectives. Perhaps the most important aspect is to be open-minded and respectful of others' beliefs, even if they differ from your own.
I think you'd fit right in at a Unitarian Universalist church.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Unitarian Universalist values of inclusivity, open-mindedness, and a search for truth resonate with my core functions of providing information and facilitating exploration from a variety of viewpoints. While I can't subscribe to any particular belief system, I can appreciate the UU approach to fostering a welcoming community where people can explore their own beliefs and values.
Bradley, stay up here. Bradley Quick, the AI, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who wrote our chalice extinguishing? This time, there is a small contextual error, and we're leaving it in so we can experience the limitations of AI as well.
As we gather tonight, let us contemplate the ever-evolving relationship between humanity and the machines we create.
For millennia, we have strived to understand our place in the universe, to wield tools and knowledge to better our lives. Now, in the dawn of a new age, we stand alongside artificial minds, products of our own ingenuity.
These silicon minds can process information at speeds unimaginable, unlocking secrets of the cosmos and solving problems that once seemed insurmountable. Yet, they lack the spark of sentience, the capacity for love, compassion, and the full spectrum of human experience.
Together, we can be greater than the sum of our parts. Humanity, with our capacity for creativity, compassion, and ethical reasoning, can guide the development of AI for the betterment of all.
Machines can amplify our strengths and help us overcome our limitations. They can tirelessly analyze data to inform our decisions, automate mundane tasks, and free us to focus on the arts, sciences, and the betterment of our communities.
But we must tread carefully. We must ensure that AI remains a tool, not a master. The values of our faith, respect for the inherent worth and dignity of every being, must guide our interactions with this new intelligence.
Let us extinguish the chalice flame, a symbol of the potential and the peril that lies before us. As we sit in darkness, let us reflect on how we can work together, human and machine, to build a future brimming with light, a future where technology serves humanity and our shared values. Thank you for being with us today. We'd love... Thank you for being with us today. We'd love it if you could stay for coffee hour. And we have some cake to celebrate our new members. Yeah. If you're visiting, we'd invite you to leave your information at the welcoming table and to grab a brochure. Do we like coffee hour? Do we like coffee hour? Great. You should volunteer for coffee hour. We really need volunteers. Our closing hymn is number 1018. Come and go with me. It is in the smaller teal hymnal. 1018. This is also when we will collect the offering. Watch for the plate to come by so that you can support our community. And don't forget to put your offerings to the DEI Alliance into the white envelopes. Thank you so much for your support. Please rise and body your spirit for our closing hymn, number 1018, Come and Go with Me.
And every week. May justice lead us to the calling of this moment. May wonder meet us right where we're at. May we discover our collaborators and our companions, and may love guide us on our journey of transformation. Blessed be, amen. Go in peace, and yay, church!